I wanted to make this video because this is something that's been on my mind. I think Dr. Dre is one of the most overrated music producers of all time. And that's just how I feel, because to me, he moves at such a slow pace. And that's because he's a perfectionist, that he barely come out with music. While there's other music producers that's recording, you hear they music every day or all the time, that's consistent with it. I feel like his heart is not into music like it used to be. Like, I give him credit on all his success outside of music, and he's a good music producer, but in this day and age, I feel like he's overrated. Cause in his NWA days, cool, he was hands on all the time. Death Row days, that's when you started to hear like Daz Dillinger and other people was producing more, and he barely produced. And he'll have other people produce, and he'll take the credit for it, which is a game that in this music industry a lot of people play. And then his early Aftermath days, you barely hear any production from him. Like in this new millennium, Get Rich or Die Trying, In the Club, and If I Can't, it's probably the most game changing production you heard from him in the new millennium. Like, what other beats have he made, or what other songs that he's made in this millennium that really, really, really changed the game? It hasn't been like that for a long time. And like I said, like, I give him his credit. He's a good producer, but because he's a perfectionist, which is a curse and a blessing at the same time. It's a blessing because he actually serious about the music and wants to give you the best music as possible, but it's a curse because he's searching for perfection, and there's no such thing as perfection. So if it's not perfect to his standards, he's gonna shelve it. And just think about all them NWA days and the Death Row era and early Aftermath and music throughout the years that he shelved that probably would have been classics. I know them Death Row era songs was probably classics, and the NWA songs that he had are classics, and they all locked away, like shelved, never seen the light of day because it didn't fit up to his standards. And he caused a lot of what if situations because of that, because he doesn't stay fully committed to a project. He'll start it and just leave it midway. Like, he even do it with his artists like Bishop Lamont, Rakim. The game, if 50 Cent didn't come in and wanted to work with the game, you would have never heard of the game. The documentary would have never came out, and the game would have never really have a music career, because Dr. Dre, he'll be excited about a project and leave it midway, so it eventually gets shelved. So how is he the greatest music producer of all time if he's not really consistent? I like I said before, I give him his credit. He's a good producer, but in this day and age, he doesn't. There's a lot of other producers that's better than him that don't get that credit and don't even get put on a pedestal like he does. Like, I feel like, rest in peace, Jay Dilla's one of the greatest music producers of all time. His sound is still one of a kind that it influenced other great producers that's around today, like Ninth Wonder, to get in the game and make samples that's soulful. DJ, I think Premier, yeah, he's a no, yeah, is Premier, yeah, he's somebody that could be in a if we want to talk about greatest producers, he's definitely in the top 5, and he doesn't even get put in a class with Dre. I feel like Dr. Dre, the reason people put him on a pedestal like that, because he's been through different eras of hip hop. He was there for different times. He was there for history. He was there for history, so he'll always get that pass. But other than that, like, he's not like, I give him credit on the Chronic, Doggy Style, cause that's when they was just starting up Death Row and all that. But I think after a while, I think he's the type of person. In the beginning, he's hyped, and then midway, he just like he loses interest fast. He's one of them type of people. So that's why I think he's not really, and it's really the public, or people that put him on that level. Cause, and another thing I hate too is like when people, they'll post a video of him in the studio with them, like he's recording with somebody, and he'd be like, "Yo, we got Dre in the studio, da da da." But it's like, what's the point? Cause 9 times out of 10 or 8 times out of 10, that song is gonna get shelved, so it's never gonna see the light of day. So it don't make any sense. Cause Dre's too much of a perfectionist. So that's just what I think about it, man. Like, leave y'all comments. Do y'all think Dr. Dre is overrated as a producer, or he's fine where he's at? Just let me know how y'all feel, man. Cause to me, I feel like he's overrated. Like I said, there's tons of other producers that brought in a new sound too. That brought in a new sound into the game. Heat makers. That's when they was working with Dipset. They brought in a whole new sound. They basically changed the sound in New York in that early 2000, man. So there's a lot of other producers that's really doing their thing, and they more consistent than he is. He'll make a beat every 12 years. So I'm surprised he even dropped that Compton album. But I remember when people was talking about the Detox album, and it's like they've been talking about that since early 2000, and that album is not seeing the light of day. And because he's a perfectionist, that's also why it's not seeing the light of day. Because now it's like it has to be perfect, because they've been putting it off for so many years, and he's been hyping it up, saying detox is coming, detox is coming. Different people saying it, that it kind of adds to the curse. So just let me know what y'all think.